Now, today we're talking about crawling before you walk. Everybody today wants to be powerful, wants to be perfect, wants to be successful, wants to be an entrepreneur, wants to be a star. But have you considered that you have to take care of the root first before you can ascend? It's just the natural order of things. Do you notice a lot of those people who just go from overnight, they ascend so quickly, but a lot of them burn out. Why? Because they have no substance. They have no substance, or they are so far removed from the truth of themselves that their foundation is shaky. You have to focus on the capacity to hold power and not just desire it. Because when you get it, are you built to keep it? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And most of us don't want to do the work that will sustain us there. We want to be an entrepreneur. However, have we tried to learn anything about business? Have we tried to learn what makes business successful? How do successful businesses run? What have successful business owners learned from their mistakes? And one of the key mistakes I see a lot of business owners make, a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs make, especially us, is not realizing that your emotions cannot play a part in business. Not if you want to be successful. You have to learn how to separate your emotion from business decision making. Because if you don't, and you allow your emotions to enter the boardroom with you and lead you to reactions, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up with negative results. That's because people want the results of something without really doing the research and coming into an understanding. And that goes for everything. The entrepreneurism is just a semblance of power. It's just an example that I'm using. But you want to be married. You want to be a bride. But do you know how to be someone's wife? Have you talked to other married people? Do you have your own determination of within yourself of what you can bring to a union? What can you offer your husband besides the expected partnership, the feminine aspect of the relationship, food, sex, kids? What do you as an individual, outside of what every other female can do, what do you bring? Have you examined the root for the power that you desire, so that when you get it, you can hold it and cultivate it? You gotta clean out the stone. You can't just examine your root, but you gotta look at the dirty parts and clean it out. Holding on to hurt and shame will leave you feeling undeserving when you get the position that you want. You hear a lot of people suffering from imposter syndrome. To me, that just signifies that you feel unworthy because you haven't examined your root and told yourself the truth about the dirt that resides there. And what I mean by dirt is emotional residue. Hurts that you have not dealt with, that you have just buried and ignored. And you tricked yourself into thinking that because you don't constantly think about it, it isn't affecting you. But it's there, and it motivates you in other ways from your subconscious, whether you know it or not. So what's the point of getting a business and then you become successful and then you're at the top worrying about being in the room with other successful people because you don't feel like you fit in, because inside you still have that shame and hurt, which makes you feel out of place, dirty. What's the point of getting married and you have a good husband, but you done brought all this toxicity into unhealed hurt from men in your past, and now you're subjecting your husband to those things because you don't feel worthy and you can't believe that he can just love you. He got to be out there cheating. But really, if you haven't seen or found any evidence of him cheating, then 9 times out of 10, what you're saying is that I'm so unworthy, that I'm so dirty, that it's impossible for you to just want me for me and to be faithful to me. And on top of that, you might be encouraging or manifesting, motivating him to cheat because you're constantly accusing him of cheating. Now, don't get it twisted before you say all that, and before you start talking all that craziness about, you defending men that cheat. No, I'm not. But what I am saying is, if you're a woman in the position that you have been chosen, long as you ain't put a gun to the man's head and tricked him, manipulated him in some kind of way, and on his own free will, he done asked you to be his wife, and he is there doing things, and in your mind, you are living as if he's going to do something. Perhaps it's because you wanted that position of power, but you didn't examine the root and then clean off the dirt to be able to hold and cultivate that position. Being in your body, because your body is your conductor for whatever you are experiencing. You have to be in your body to take full advantage of it. The frequency has to be on a positive free state in order for it to expand, so that your new ideas, your new creativity, your new positive emotions can come in, be enhanced, cultivated, and nurtured. So your crown must be free of all of that painful residue that you hold on to, all of the things that you done experienced in your past, all of the stories that you heard from other people's experiences, all of the negative things that you might have seen growing up or otherwise. You have to free your mind and learn to live in your body. That just means being connected to your spirit, but truly being connected from within here, not here. If you constantly live in here and you never take time to really spend to listen to what goes on in here, what resides in here, what's being influenced, who has put things in here, people, TV, magazines, movies have put things in, music you listen to have put things in there, and you haven't taken time to separate out the negative from the positive, and it's just all swirling around, and whatever comes up on stage you watch and accept as truth, then you're not living in your body. You're not conducting the things that you take in and keeping what's good and throwing away what's bad. Then therefore you don't have the clarity to accept and expand new ideas and new thoughts. You could be at the helm of a great idea that within a couple of weeks could produce success for you. But because you keep hearing that teacher from the third grade tell you that you ain't going to amount to nothing, you don't believe that you can actually follow through and become a success for that. But if you were living in your body, you would have been able to replace her voice and tell yourself the truth, that that's really how she felt about her, and that is not the truth of you, and replace that with a truth of you, and actually be in motion to bringing that idea to fruition. Now you have to have that sacred space. I've talked about a sacred space several times because it is so important. But now you have to protect that sacred space. You have to lock that sacred space and on where only you can have access to that. That is about keeping things private, not giving everything about yourself away, having some security of things being sacred and private, sovereign to your blueprint, to yourself. Your evolution requires that. Your evolution depends upon it. It is your journey in life to take. And sure, you have to have people along the way, but everybody doesn't have to partake on every part. The only person who needs to be present at every step is you. And as soon as you realize the importance of that, the sooner you will realize how important you are to you and start treating yourself accordingly. And then you will start to see yourself different, start thinking different, start to respond in different ways. Protecting your sacred space is key to cultivating your power base. When you get that power, it needs somewhere to go to be harnessed and kept safe. But if you don't have that within you, where do you go? You might have to ask somebody else to hold it or help you with it. They can be trusted with it, but nine times out of 10, they may be charging on your power, depleting you. So it's just best to keep your own shit to yourself in that regard. When it's your power base, for your elevation, for your motivation, for your inspiration, for your cultivation, put it in your sacred space, lock the door, and put the key in your city. Now for final point, respect the rhythm. You got to respect the order of things. Like I said in the beginning, you got to crawl before you walk. Now if you want instant gratification, instant results, growth that is rushed and before the dirt is cleaned out, is growth that is fragile. It's fragile and it's easily broken. It is strengthening. It becomes more pronounced and you gain more strength from practicing over time. Take for instance this analogy. All of my ladies that know how to type, when you was learning to type, your typing teacher said, at least my typing teacher said, let me use my own. My typing teacher told me, learn the keyboard first and speed will come. Okay, I learned the letters. I learned the symbols that was right off the home keys and all that I could get. But when it got to the numbers and the symbols that was on the top, I was just getting impatient, just wanted to get to it. So I didn't really take my time and learn them like I should. Still to this day, I still have to sometimes look when I'm reaching for certain numbers and certain symbols at the top because I wanted to rush. So my typing speed is not as fast and as flawless as it could be as if I would have taken my time way back when in high school. If I would have taken my time to actually learn the keyboard like she said, who knows how fast I could be typing now. It's the same thing when you try to skip steps. And like I've told you, you cannot fake certain things. You may get some version of it, but you won't be able to keep it. It won't last. It's like, for instance, people who want money. And instead of working for that money, they go about it in nefarious ways to get it. Sure, they may get money, and sure, it may last for a while. But eventually, they are exposed on the ill-gotten means of how they obtain their wealth. 9 times out of 10, it's taken. And while they're spending their wealth, they constantly have to exert so much time and energy to protect that secret, instead of growing and cultivating their wealth. It's certain processes that you just can't rush. The universe, the spiritual law, that's not me saying it. The spiritual law just won't allow it. So take your time. Examine your roots. Examine you. Why do you want this powerful position that you're trying to obtain? Are you doing it to prove things to somebody? Or are you doing it because you truly believe that you are deserving of it? And if so, do the work. Get rid of all of that anger that you holding on to, whoever you mad at, whoever done hurt you. Learn to forgive. Arrive to a place where you can move forward freely and nothing in your past is holding you back. If you would like help exploring how to clean out your soul, go click on the link in the description box and come find us in the Glitterverse, where we help you shine light on the best version of you. Well, girl, until my next video, always